All right. Welcome to your pre-marriage counseling session. You will notice that there is a word right, no? Because this presentation is a result of our 30 years of hard work and studies about marriage personally, no? And this is the result of our constant advocacy to strengthen marriage. So it should start from the right knowledge, no? So you can only find that right information here, no? You are in the right place to know the right design of marriage. Okay, so I'd like to introduce myself. Oh, by the way, our session parts will be the pre-marriage orientation, the pre-marriage counseling, and the rights and obligations of spouses. The pre-marriage orientation talks about the technical side of marriage, the wedding papers, the legalities, etc. That's not so important to discuss, but I can dwell with that in a few minutes. And I'm compelled to speak in English now because of William. Huh, William? And I hope I can translate it uh, one by one, no? As I explain each slide. All right. So let me introduce myself first. I am the founder and managing director of BCIDP Law Group, and our advocacy is to build stronger marriage foundation and happier families, individuals, productive individuals, supposed to be productive individuals and profitable businesses in the Philippines for the next generation. And this is my profile. I identify. Oh. Okay, I love to study. I will not read each of these courses, but I got two bachelor degrees, psychology and political science. I hold a doctorate degree or uh, or doctorate degree of philosophy in theology and paralegal. So I need to study law also. And I'm a retired bishop of the Mormon Church. All right. So as you can see, I'm still studying up to now. We got a lot of books behind me. No, we don't stop because they say that as we age, our information or our memory slows down. Right, William? I need to
Hey,
study.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. History, religion, science will all be covered, even the natural laws, the man-made laws, and the philosophies of man. So we will discuss all of this from time to time to see the more important idea about marriage. But we already discovered the better or the most important idea about marriage, which is from the designer himself of marriage. No, since the marriage is a product, and it's important to consult the manufacturer or the creator of the product because he knows the design of it. Okay, so this is what we will deal with, the truth. What that's truth means, it means original information. Okay, truth means original information. When we say original information, this is where it all started. No, if you want to know the truth about the product, you want to know why it's malfunctioning, you can only find that from the original design. And you can get it back to its normal or regular function. Because once we have the truth, it will set us free. Free from what? From miscommunication, misconception, misunderstanding, and all the misses in the world. Okay? Once we have that truth, we have peace of mind, and we will not be confused anymore. Okay? So Before we proceed, I'd like to ask you to test your mentality. Do you believe that everything that exists in this world has a purpose? Yes, thumbs up. Everything that exists in our world has a purpose. Thumbs up. That every successful thing on earth went into the right process. Everything that we enjoy, our career, our family life, it went into the right process. Do you believe in that? Yes or no? All agree? Okay. If you just don't agree, just raise your hand. Okay. And do you also believe that we are designed only as one unique human being? One eye, one ear, one arm, one leg, one thumbprint? Just one? Unique? Individual? Do you believe in that? Yes or no?
Unique.
Yes, okay. Lalim ng iniisip ni Ana. Ha? Lalim ng iniisip ni Ana. Okay. They also believe that every stable and functional institution or structure that stands on earth is held by a strong foundation beneath. Every stable and functional institution or structure that stands on earth is held by a strong foundation beneath. Yes or no?
Yes.
Oo, kasi pag mahinang foundation ng isang structure, madaling bumagsak. And the same with products, no? Any products. You will see that the marriage is also part of a invisible structure that needs a strong foundation. You will discover that later on. You also believe that every product released on earth, man-made or naturally made, the success of the product for it to function well is built in. No, once a manufacturer releases his product, the success of the product to function well is built in, already built in, like your cell phone. If the manufacturer promises you you can use this for 2 hours straight, so you can contact everywhere. No, the success of the product is built in. You believe in that, right? Yes? No issue? All right, thank you. Now, before we go to this part, you remember you received your homework, right? And the homework states, we gave you homeworks about case studies. So let's discuss that. I will not dwell on your personal matters, but I will ask you to prepare a report to discuss these case studies.
About
Were you able to watch this movie of who's this guy? Michael V and Don Suleta? Were you able to watch? Sino nakapanood? Sino nakapanood sa inyo? Wala? Wala, ano? Kevin, napanood mo? Okay. Virginia, can you rename your account? Kasama yung fiancé mo?
Virginia Blanco Cuarto po at saka Gerardo Jr.
Ah,
Detolaita.
Paki-rename mo lang parang Samson and Delilah, Joseph and Mary. Kaya para hindi kayo magkapalit-palit. Diyan sa taas ng video, meron diyang click mo lang, may nakalagay rename. Yeah, rename.
Sorry po.
Okay. Kevin and Adrian, since napanood nyo tong movie na to, I will ask you to report. Please prepare a short report. For 15 minutes, we will discuss all your, you will prepare and discuss that. Each case, present it here. I want to evaluate how you solve a particular case. So case number 2, basta sa inyo to Kevin and Adrian na itong case number 1. So case number 2, in the case of Jaime Araza, this is a VAUSI case, violence against women and children case. Who wants to volunteer to report on this matter? Who wants to volunteer? Paolo, enjoy. Basa niyo naman siguro to, no?
Nabasa po namin yung case 345 pero hindi po yung case 2 kasi hindi namin ma-access.
Ano yung nabuksan? Okay. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yung number 4 na lang sa inyo, Paolo and Joy.
Okay po.
Okay. For you, William and Karen, can you report on the case study number 5? Were you able
I confirm
to...
that's Captain Gisela Bendong Boniel and Mayor Nino Ray Boniel.
That's what you studied?
Yeah.
Open na tayo.
Okay. Okay. You may report on that as well. So, 2 couples to report case study number 4.
That's 4. Okay.
Case study number 3, who wants to report on that? Ann and Angelo, yan lang sa inyo. Ann and Angelo,
Okay po. Or if walang kukuha nung 2, we could also get 2.
pwede rin. Sige, mas interesting yan. Si Ged and Kimi, baka wala silang ma-report. Number 2, Ged and Kimi, pwede kayo?
Yung 1 lang po yung kinuha naming homework.
Yung 1, itong kay Michael B.
Sabay po namin siyang pinanood.
Okay. Sige, yan lang sa inyo ha. Case study number 1. Who else? By the way, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our colleague, Mr. Rolando Casanova Jr., a registered social worker from Las Piñas. Welcome, sir. Naka-mute ka yata. Yan. Jane and Josh, meron na kayong napili? I-report?
Yung number 3 na lang po.
Number 3, yan. Jane and Josh. So, meron na si Ged and Kimi, si Josh and Jane, yan. Ann and Angelo, meron na din. Wala na iwan. Virginia. Virginia and...
Sir,
Yeah, anong
Ricardo
case? Oo, paki-rename mo na lang. Yung name ninyong dalawa. First names lang. Anong gusto niyo i-report?
Okay. Yung ano po, yung inansilan po namin is sa yung wala po silang anak.
Okay. Itong case number 3.
Yes po.
Okay. We will give you 15 minutes to combine your ideas about this case. What went wrong? What should have been done? Okay? That's what I need to hear from you later on. Okay?
Okay po.
So, we'll give you 15 minutes to talk about that. What went wrong? What should have been done? Okay? Then we'll resume after 15 minutes. Okay, guys? This
Okay
is
po.
very important to discuss.
Okay po.
Okay? See you after 15 minutes. Stay on the Zoom room. Enjoy!
Okay. Ito yan si is number. Yes. Inspirasyon. Wow. Please remember the promises was this point. Yes. Testified that she and were married at the time. Initially, and it also then her husband was adored, loving, and faithful. She had no marital issues with wala sila marital issues with until he went to Zamboanga City in February for networking business. But formerly working as a overseas Philippine worker, but decided to stop in her business. It was this point that she began to notice arousal, change in behavior. Allegedly, he would act depressed and deprived, always afraid that he was concerned and with his stay quiet and stare at her full of anxiety. Nagduha-duha daw. One day, she received a text message from a certain Edna in Maryland who told her that her husband is having an affair with her best friend. At first, she did not believe them. However, that information blew to Zamboanga. Case number 3. And my husband was monitor ang case number 3. Na, wala to Kung dili man sila makaanak ba, di sila makaanak. So, naka-decide sila nga mo malili mo anak. Kung ka magpaanak yung bana sa lain. So, permiro ni sugot siya. Pero pagkadugayan, pag yung bana kay nahulog man sa baba. Yun siya.
Virginia Blanco Cuato, just let you know
Yes,
you're
boss.
unmuted so we can all hear what you're talking about right now. If you want to mute yourself so that we can't hear you, just click on mute in the lower left-hand corner of your screen.
Sorry.
There you go.
You got 3 minutes left. Last 3 minutes.
Bring it on, baby.
You're done, William?
We're ready to roll, rock and roll.
Oh, let's.
But wait a minute, we have to talk for 15 minutes, or we just talk for a few minutes and we all discuss?
Yeah, I gave you the 15-minute chance to discuss it and present it
Oh.
now.
Okay, and then how long is the presentation?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 5 minutes.
Count.
So let's start with you first, since you're done already.
What? Yo, I should have kept my mouth shut.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So we talked about it, and what we're going to do is Karen is going to give the summary, and I'm going to give the analysis.
Okay.
All right.
So the
Case number.
Case number
case number
4.
four.
All right.
So the case number 4, the title is When Love Falls Apart.
Yeah.
And it is all about two married couple. So Giselle has been captain in AirAsia. She's the first woman captain of AirAsia PH for 16 years before they got married. And then after they got married, so during that time, Nino Ray was a mayor. And then when they got married, so Giselle became the mayor, and then Nino Ray became the board member of Bohol. And then after that, what happened was, I think Giselle borrowed some money to a loan shark for her watch business, kind of, yeah. Then after that, yeah, so it's like financial struggle between the couple. And then after that, everyone was shocked because Giselle has been killed by her own husband. So yeah, after that, yeah, so the murder was his husband. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly
analysis.
right. It was a power couple. They the wife was the first female air captain in AirAsia Pacific of Philippines. She even won a commendation for successfully navigating a plane down that had lost an engine. She had wanted to be a pilot since she was young. Clearly, a very somebody who had a very clear idea of what she wanted in her life. And when they got married, they were both in their late 30s. It seemed like approaching 40 years old. So it wasn't like teenagers or early 20s. And then from his part, he had been a very successful business person. He had been the youngest or second youngest mayor of Bohol ever, and had done a lot of wonderful things for the state. My favorite is he'd curbed illegal fishing in a coral reef by planting a 14-foot statue of the Virgin Mary at the bottom of the coral reef. So whenever the fishermen went down, they'd see her and they get scared and they'd run away. So I thought that was very clever. So they were both obviously very smart, clear-eyed, goal-oriented people, right? The kind of people that you imagine would make a great, spouse.
Yeah.
But then what seems to have happened was within 2 years of getting married, he murders her and throws her body in the ocean tied to rocks. So they never found her body. And from what you hear that from her side that she was interested in starting a business, and she borrowed money from a loan shark, which is always sketchy, and apparently did not confer with him before doing it. So that's a pretty big red flag in any relationship when you're talking about money. I mean, I can say from my own experience, money is a huge discussion point for any married couple, and it should not be something that you talk about once and then never again. It's got to be something that you can talk about all the time because it's always coming up.
Yeah.
And from her side, she felt that actually the only reason that he wanted to marry her, and this is part that we didn't share yet, when she married him, she immediately ran for his role as mayor, and he ran for the role of a selectman, like a board member. So it's kind of like a political dynasty kind of thing, where he gives up his seat to her, and then he takes the next seat up.
Yeah.
And apparently, as they got to know each other after the marriage, she started to sense that actually he didn't really love her, but he wanted her because she was such a great candidate to be the mayor, and that would then boost his candidacy for the next level. So she was actually filing for an annulment from him. They'd only been married less than 2 years, because she felt that actually he had not married her in good faith, and that it wasn't really like a consummated marriage. So when we analyzed this and we talked about this, the thing was really struck us was how two really very, very smart people, intelligent, educated, successful people actually don't know the first thing about each other.
Yeah.
The really important stuff, like what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what is your love language, what is the things that make you that I can, how do we communicate? And it seems like they actually didn't get through any of that. They kind of jumped to the end and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's your resume. Here's my resume. Looks good. Let's get married." And they didn't. There was. It felt like there wasn't a whole lot of. They didn't spend a lot of time getting to know each other as people, outside of the office or outside of that. So to us, one of the biggest red flags was it doesn't seem like they spent enough time really getting to know each other and understanding what their true motivations are on multiple levels, not just on their ambitions.
Yeah.
So if there was one big thing we got out of that, it would be, how well do you know your partner? How many ways have you and your partner explored life together before you get married? You can do like online, marriage quizzes. You can do different personality profiles. You can take a trip together, go to the beach together, plan an event together and see, what stresses come out from that, things like that, little ways of kind of testing your relationship, testing your opportunity to communicate with each other. We felt that was something that perhaps this couple
Failed to do.
failed to do.
Yeah.
And tragically too. I mean, it's horrible. This woman, I mean, first female captain pilot of a budget airline ever, and she ends up being murdered. I mean, wow, what a waste for all of us, for all of
Yeah.
us. So
She should maybe she should have been flying the international planes by now, no?
yeah, exactly. Or at least being a role model for young girls, saying, "Hey, look, here's somebody who did that. I could do that too." And instead, she's a role model for domestic violence. So it's really sad, very sad.
Very sad. Yes. Thank you for that observation, William and Karen. Let's give them a round of applause,
Oh,
guys.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We will dig deeper in that case later on as I present to you the more deeper reason why that happened, why that tragedy happened between the two of them. Okay? Thank you,
Thank you.
William and Karen. Now, Jane and Josh, are you ready? Both ready?
Okay. So I will give a summary of the
Case
of the
number?
case, and it's case number 3, and Josh will be
All
giving
right.
out our reaction to this. So
Great.
so the writer here and her husband are 8 years in their marriage already, and they weren't able to have a child, so they've been trying as well for 8 years. And then the woman is 10 years older than the husband, so perhaps we don't know, but due to her age or something, she has complication. And also recently when they went to the doctor, it showed that she has a myoma, and with the size of a 3-month-old fetus. So it's, in a nutshell, it will be very hard for her to conceive a child. And then, so as a background, during that 8 years, her relationship with her husband was okay, and and it seems like it was okay with her husband not having a child, and until one day, like, her husband jokingly said that he wants to have a baby with a baby maker. So this couple is not so they're not living that financially free life, so they're on a bit of a tight budget. So the husband initiated that he would find a baby maker in a bar, and so he started visiting this bar, and he has a potential candidate to be a baby maker in mind. And so he didn't pursue her, but he talks to her, and then he kept it as a secret from his wife initially, but then eventually his wife knew through checking the iPhone's location tracker. And then eventually the husband confessed to his wife that he was seeing this potential baby maker. And then from then on, he was very honest that his intentions was just really to get the trust of the girl, for him to have a baby through her. And so the wife discussed with his husband other options for them to have a baby, like other scientific methods for them to have a baby, but the husband would say no because they have no budget for that. And then so until it came to the point that the husband sees the girl again without the wife knowing and all. And so the wife is now and then there were times that the wife would feel depressed and sad because of what's happening in their relationship, because it's giving a strain in their marriage. And then the husband would just gaslight her and tell her that we are in this situation because you are not that happy anymore, because and he's telling her that why is it not okay with you having with us having a baby through a baby maker while it's okay with the other woman. So in that way the guy was gaslighting her. And then so the wife now is in a very bad
Depressing.
situation we're in.
Very
Yeah,
depressing.
depressing situation. And she was wondering if she was doing the right thing or not.
Okay, let's hear from Josh.
So in my opinion, I think the guy's just tired of the wife and wants to try out other women, and it's his way of in a subtle way, it's his way of committing adultery. It's
Mhm.
a way that's not so obvious to the wife, so the wife can easily believe whatever the guy is saying.
Yeah.
And but the first of all, this shouldn't even be an argument because, well, it's God's command that marriage is only it's it's a it's a set apart thing for a man
Woman.
and his wife only
Mm.
inside the marriage bed. So anything outside, any sex outside of marriage is considered a sin in the eyes of God. And then I don't know if the guy never heard about surrogacy, but that's what they ought to do. I mean, it's not that expensive. Anyone could afford uh seeking a surrogate mother or whatever. But instead, the guy went to the bar, and that's his solution. In conclusion, I think the guy is just a clever liar and a manipulator.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. Jane, did you notice if the wife consented to it?
No, she didn't consent.
No, she did not give her consent,
Gave
right?
her, yes.
Yeah. So the husband just proceeded to the bar. I'm sure he was already investing his time before he told his wife about it.
Perhaps.
Okay, thank you. So very good observation, and there's some, yes, it's illegal, not only in the eyes of God, but also in the eyes of man, right? It's adultery or infidelity because the husband chooses to have sexual relationship. Okay, and no woman would accept that, right, girls? No woman would accept that. Okay, so thank you again. Along the way, our discussion will give more answer to their situation. Okay, let's hear from Virginia. Let's give a round of applause, of course, to Josh and Jane. Yeah, thank you for the efforts, guys. Virginia and sino yung si groom?
Gerardo, sir.
Gerardo. Ayan, sige, go. Case number?
Okay, so the same, sir, case study
Same.
number 3.
Okay,
Okay.
sige, let's hear.
Since one of the couples, sir, already shared about the case study number 3, is it okay that we are not go deeper to the
Hindi na,
study?
yung ano na lang,
This is
yung
just
answer nyo na lang, what went
the
wrong and what,
reaction. Yes,
yung
sir.
reaction nyo na lang. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Mm-mm.
So based on that study, we choose case number 3, which focuses about parenting. Based on the scenario that we have read, our opinion about parenting, the couples must be open each other before getting married and
Mhm.
accept wholeheartedly each other. All married couples dream of having their own children, but not all are blessed to have one. When
Mhm.
her husband opened up that he wanted to have a child with another woman, due to that, his wife has a problem in conceiving a baby. At the beginning, the wife should not agree if she doesn't want to have a problem in the future. So that will be your answer, sir, in case study number.
How about si
Una,
Ricardo?
una pa lang, ay, ito yan.
Ay, is po, sir. Unang-una po is pumayag yung babae sa
Mm.
ganong sitwasyon. Kasi
Mm.
may involved na po yung ano yung katulad yung ibang girl.
Mm.
Siguro meron pang choice na about hindi pa ganong sitwasyon. Kasi
Mm.
pag may involved na kasing babae is malala na po kayo kasi yun.
Yeah.
Katulad ng pumunta ng bar, kung ikaw asawa ka, kung papayag kang magpunta yung lalaki sa bar, ano na yun, isang problema na po. Kasi
Mm.
lalo na pag may babae, katulad na anong ma-involve na babae,
Mm.
mahirap na po kasi yung ganun po. Kaya sa akin na po, dapat pa ganun. Meron pa man siguro mga another way para magkaroon po sila ng ano. Tsaka dapat kasi din pag-usapan po nila ng maayos. Hindi sa ganung sitwasyon kasi pag ganun may posibilidad talaga na magkaroon ng away, hiwalayan kasi
Yeah.
sa ganung sitwasyon.
Oo, very laging may friction ang daily lives nila pag ganun, di ba, Ricardo?
So, lalo na po
Mas-
mawala ng time po yung lalaki.
Oo, kasi nireregaluhan pa niya ng mga chocolates saka vitamins daw
Tsaka
yun,
po,
di ba?
may posibilidad po kasi mahulog po yung lalaki.
Oo nga. Pag lumabas na yung baby, syempre yung baby laging nasa
Kasi
nanay.
Yes po.
Kasama siya doon lagi sa nanay. Mayat sa
Wala
pera
na
na
sa
yun.
iyong asawa po.
Oo, mayat sa pera na yung original wife.
Isa pwera na si original wife.
May
At
posibilidad.
papasok si girl.
Oo. Mga true stories to, no? Na kailangan din nating i-deal baka sakali kasi mangyari sa atin, hindi natin masabi, di ba? Para we know how to deal with it later on. Thank you, Virginia and Ricardo. Let's give them a round of applause. Yan.
Thank you po.
Anne and Angelo. You're the next video on the screen.
Hello.
Case
Rinig ba
number.
ako?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you.
Case
We
number
are
now?
case number 2.
2. Okay. Wowsy.
Yeah, the Araza case.
Hmm.
So, the case is the violence against women and children case against Jaime Araza.
Hmm.
Situation is Jaime and his wife were married in 1989. At the time, Jaime was an OFW. And his wife had a networking business. So for a time, that was their setup based on the testimony of the wife. During said time, they were happy. The man, or Jaime, was a faithful and hardworking husband. And then come 1993, Jaime stopped working as an OFW, drove taxi for a bit, I think domestically. It wasn't actually explicitly mentioned in the article, but after some time, joined his wife in the business in the same year.
Okay.
So still, things were going great until 2007 February, wherein Jaime was on a recruitment trip in Zamboanga, probably to get more members or have more people into their network. And then his wife were getting, or rather was getting, reports from friends and even some of the people that Jaime was with at the time, that Jaime was with the supposed tour guide, and were having an affair. So at first, the wife was, say, uh, not
Not
putting
believing.
much. Yeah, that they weren't. She wasn't believing the reports until she decided to confirm it around September, where she uh, visited Zamboanga, where Jaime was supposed to be working, and actually caught him with his mistress. So they got, or rather, the wife got the police involved and had them sign a uh, some sort
Document.
of some sort of document stating that the two, Jaime and the mistress, would no longer be seeing each other, and they went back to where they were currently residing. Come November 2007, roughly just a month or a month and a half after that, Jaime left uh, their their residence without notice.
Again.
Yes, again. And then um so naturally the wife was worried because she was not in the know of what happened, uh to the point that she even had NBI involved in a search for Jaime. There were even some at one point she received text messages somewhat indicating that Jaime was being held against his will by uh, said mistress. And then there were some other text messages stating that Jaime was sick and needed money for medicine or whatever. So, yeah, since the NBA was involved, it was being treated like some sort of like kidnapping case. Sadly, it was then discovered that he was just staying with the mistress again. So, uh, the whole kidnapping thing was dismissed. And then the wife fell into depression, had to get some meds, and then come 2013, filed against the filed against a case against Jaime and the mistress for the affair under the grounds of violence against women and children. So it was ruled that Jaime was guilty of the
Offense.
of the offense. And then the case was actually ran through RTC, and then they appealed with
Court of Appeal.
Court of Appeals. Sadly, that the Court of Appeals sided with the RTC. I think this also was appealed again with Supreme Court, which again ruled in favor of the ruling of Court of Appeals and and RTC. So Jaime was sentenced to I think 8 months to 6 years in prison, and then was also compelled to pay a fine of 100,000 pesos and then 25,000 pesos in damages for what he has done to his wife, and also mandated psychiatric treatment.
Okay. Okay.
So a few things that we have seen here is, first of all, it's more on the husband, so Jaime, being a bit emasculated because the money is coming from the wife. So the wife has become the breadwinner. There were also mentions of Jaime being the one recruiting the people under the wife. However, all the money is still going to the wife. As William mentioned earlier, talking about money is really something important. Since they're husband and wife, they're definitely one team, and it shouldn't be an issue whoever is bringing in the money, because at the end of the day, it will be used for the family, not for anything else. Another thing is in communications as well. There were um, there were instances wherein they tried to scam the wife to maybe give money because of being sick or whatever. Um, he was caught twice. On the first offense, there was a document. However, what Angela and I spoke about is if there had to be a document for the husband to leave his mistress, that husband would not really give effort to mend the relationship, to mend the marriage. Technically, it's just a document that you can use maybe for legalities, which is why that wife pushed for a legal case. But as we heard, the husband left the wife in less than 2 months to be with the mistress, and also fathered like 3 kids with that mistress. The husband was already not in that relationship. Um, Pity the wife a bit, because she did try. She did her best to mend that relationship, but with just one side of the party working on it, it will really fail.
Thank you for that observation, and Angelo. Did you know that this is the very first case in Supreme Court that the husband was sent to prison for that
Oh,
violation against women and children case? This is the first case that the court has sent a husband to to jail time of 8 months and 6 years. The next case after that was a case of no physical violence, no hurting or whatever, but it was an emotional violence. Even in this case also, I remember the Supreme Court said, even though there's no physical assault to the wife, hurting her emotionally,
psychologically.
yeah, is a psychological violence. Yeah, that's what the Supreme Court said. Okay, this is one thing led to another. Okay, the infidelity of Jaime, the search for him made by his wife. She even flew to Zamboanga to look for him. Okay, so I believe that there was a previous violation before the infidelity of the husband, and I will tell you that later on. Okay, let's give a big hand to Anne and Angelo. Thank you, guys. Let's now move to Paula and Joy.
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
Case number
So, case number
4.
4.
1. All right, go.
Oh no,
No,
sorry.
case number 4.
Case number
Uh,
4.
Yes.
case number.
Bohol. Okay, it was the details was explained already. Just tell us now what went wrong and what should have been done.
Okay. So, i-address ko lang po yung why when love fall apart sa mayor and sa pilot. So, for me is ito yung nakita ko Yung mayor is prominent family and yung babae is a first lady siya yung pilot. So, they have pride sa sarili nila. So, yun yung case na every time na nag-dwell on issue, there's problem na dumadaan sa relationship nila, yung pride nila parati yung nananaig. So, there's no open communication, no open discussion about the issue. And of course, nagkaroon ng mismanagement ng pera. So, kaya pagka walang openness sa relationship, sa marriage, mag-e-end up is magfo-fall apart siya, mag-divorce, annul, or eto siya, mapupuno siya parang snowball effect ng issue na napupuno ng napupuno ng napupuno.
Yeah,
And then yung
patong-patong
hatred
na.
nandun eh.
Patong-patong na.
And then, yun yung mag-end up, magfo-fall apart. Kasi ang alam kong love, by the way, I'm a born-again Christian. I-share ko lang yung love na alam ko na pinapractice namin ni Joy every day. Pinapractice siya.
Go ahead.
Is about 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 to 8. So love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others. So wag mo i-dishonor yung partner mo.
Mm.
And it's not self-seeking, hindi siya selfish acts.
Mm.
So it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrong. So love does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always persevere. So yun yung wala dito sa love. Kaya nag-fall apart eh.
Mm.
Yun yung nakita ko na puro pride na wala nang discussion about how to strengthen our relationship, how
Yeah.
to maximize yung mga resources natin para mas maging ano tayo productive sa goals natin as a partner.
Mm. Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
yan.
That's the most uh, deeper explanation about life, no? Or definition about life. Thank you for sharing that, Paolo.
Yeah, that's truth. That's the truth in the
Yeah.
Bible.
Yes, yes. How about Joy? What do you
Okay, so
say?
tama lahat ng sinabi ni Paolo. And also my own observation at na-discuss namin ni Paolo to na both entered marriage passively, as if like they just went with the flow and not really thinking that marriage requires work. It's intentional.
Mm.
Communication is intentional. Discussing issues is intentional. So not unless one of them or both of them it's actually supposed to be both of them who humbles themselves now. So both should have humbled themselves in addressing issues, but they did not. They failed to do that and they let pride overtake them. So what happens is communication is closed, there's communication barrier, tapos meron pang mga emotional barriers and everything. So instead of being for each other, they went against each other. And so
Mm.
they treated each other like an enemy. And so
Mm.
that happened na pinamurder ng husband yung wife niya. And
Mm.
I heard this news, it was actually aired in national TV.
Mm.
Tapos lumutang yung bangkay ng asawa na very white na. Kasi inano yung body niya sa dagat.
Mm.
Tapos it was tied with a stone, something like that. So as not to have a trace of the body. Parang ganun.
Mm.
May power struggle, walang submission, um, hindi healthy yung dynamic ng relationship nila.
Mm.
Tapos financial mismanagement din. Kasi nadadaan naman sa usapan lahat. It should have not happened na may patayan. Pwede pa
Yeah.
naman madaan sa usapan yun. Tapos to think of them na they're powerful, they're rich. They could have easily solved the problem of 2.5 million loan
Mm.
because they have connections and they have power. Ganun.
Mm. Yeah.
Yun. Mm-mm.
Mm. Thank you, Joy. Naalala mo ba, Joy, kung kasi this event or this incident happened in 2017.
Mm-mm.
Okay? During pandemic in 2020, nag-hearing ulit sila. Tumaas ng parricide yung case instead of murder. The first charge against the husband is murder. As they progress in the hearings, all the evidences points to the husband, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2020 it was elevated to parricide because parricide has the uh, higher penalty than murder. So it was refiled to parricide case. Yeah. So again, one thing led to another. Let's discuss deeper principles on what they violated in their married life in the following slides later on. Thank you, Joy and Paolo, for that. Give them a big hand. I think we still have two more couples. Ged and Jimmy. Ged and Kimmy.
Hello, good afternoon. For case study number 1,
Case number 1. All right. Go ahead.
basically just a brief background of the movie, the plot of the movie. Basically, it's being focused on the character of Michael V, which is Alex, who's an optimistic and successful animator.
Mhm.
We then witness how his life takes a dramatic turn upon discovering that his wife, May, who's being portrayed by Don Zulueta, is suffering from a stage 4 cancer.
Mhm.
And then the revelation then becomes even more challenging when his wife confessed to having been involved in an affair for the past years. So it added more complexity and heartache to their already difficult situation.
Yeah.
So as the movie progress, we then get to witness um their struggles, both Alex's and May's, in dealing with the impact of the illness and infidelity of their relationship. But despite the pain and betrayal, what I like about Michael V's character is he still remained steadfast in his love for his wife,
Mhm.
and still is still dedicated in supporting her throughout her battle with cancer. And probably for me, the essential theme of this movie is about the significance of forgiveness and the importance of communication in every relationship.
Mhm.
Um, as Michael V's character Alex confronts his feelings and of hurt and betrayal to his wife, again, he still finds strength to forgive her and confront the issues that afflicted their marriage.
Mhm.
And this allowed them to rebuild their emotional connection and face their challenges together with renewed understanding and empathy. So yeah, I think Kimmy has a few points as well regarding the movie. So
Thank you, Ged.
yeah.
Jimmy?
To add lang din no to what Jed already mentioned, for the communication, it's very important in the relationship. So it's one of the major thing lacking in their relationship. Kaya medyo nagkalabo-labo. Lack of communication in a sense that Don was already feeling that the romantic part his of her relationship with Alex is no longer there.
Mm.
So she mentioned in the movie actually that she had an affair so that they can keep the marriage
Mm.
daw. So parang medyo malabo yun. Na
Oo nga.
parang yung mali na nga na may kakulangan dun sa relationship nila is
Pinagdagan mo
ang
pa.
ang pinangtapat niya is something wrong din. So
Mm.
something that Michael V mentioned is that you can't right a wrong with
Mm.
another wrong thing. Kasi
Mm.
somehow he was already contemplating
Yeah.
of doing an affair as well.
Mm.
Nung nalaman niyang may affair si Don.
Ayun.
Tapos, in terms of communication then we have to be intentional in communicating both the good and the bad. So the bad, they were not able to communicate, and the good as well. By communicating the good, we must also be intentional in appreciating our partners, telling them that we love them, that we appreciate them.
Yeah.
And then one thing that we also saw that
Mm. Nag-bounce
community that they have is the community that they have. So for instance, the friend of Don in this situation was already aware that Don had an affair or has an affair, but instead of discouraging her friend na, uy, wag na, kasi may asawa ka, ganyan.
Mm.
her friend was actually supporting her na, "Uy, sino ba yan?" Ganyan.
Mhm.
Tapos sa lalaking side naman, um, nung nalaman niya may affair siya, so dinadala siya ni Paolo Contis naman sa mga inom-inom.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of parang helping him parang digesting situation, parang asking him, um, parang kinausap mo na ba yung wife mo about it? Kasi parang sabi din ni Michael Vido na parang ayaw na niya alamin, okay na yon.
Mhm.
So, yun din yung forgiveness. Dapat hindi
Yep.
lang siya yung okay na yon kasi parang binabury nila yung nangyari.
Mm.
If there's something wrong or may nagkasala, we have to talk about it. Kasi doon talaga nagsa-start yung healing.
Yes.
So, I think, yan.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you. What's your name again?
Jed and Kimmy.
Kimi. Yeah. Thanks, Kimi. This is an example of a very hardworking husband. No, very
Yep.
hardworking husband, very faithful, very loyal to his family. Then pinasok pa rin ng problema yung
Yes.
kanilang pagsasama. No, for me, as a marriage counselor, I have noticed that there are needs that were not met. No, there are needs of the wife that were not met by the husband. This is where the division came sa kanilang dalawa. So again, we will dig deeper on that story later on. Thank you, Gid and Kimi, for that presentation. Let's give them a big hand. Thank you. Now we have the last couple to report. I think that's Kevin and Adrian.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
We'll also do case study one, but Jed and Kim already already explained the gist and everything, which is thank you so much. So we'll just do the 2 points requested, which were what went wrong and
Go.
what should have been done, right?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so what Jed and Kimmy also highlighted, will also highlight it here, was the gaps in communication. So everyone knows that in marriage, communication is one of the key foundations for a healthy marriage. So in the movie, a lot went wrong between the couple due to misunderstandings and communication gaps. One of the key things that went wrong was the lack of open and honest communication. They kept things bottled up, assuming the other person knew what they were going through or thinking, leading to bigger conflicts. Also, there was a lack of compromise and understanding on both parties. Both characters or both actors had valid points, but they struggled to meet halfway. Compromise is crucial in all relationships, and that seemed to be one of the things missing in their journey throughout their married life. So, Adrian would talk about the things that should have been done.
Mahina boses ni Adrian. Nakamute yata si Adrian.
Oh, it's mahina lang yung boses mo.
I'm so sorry.
Ayan,
This is better.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. Do I need to start over? Okay. So as I was saying, we both think that there was a very much lack of compromise and understanding. That they should have talked openly. And we think that it's essential to listen and understand each other's perspectives without assuming. So whether talking to someone trust could have helped them, could have been patient and empathetic toward each other's struggles.
Mhm.
And marriage is a partnership and supporting despite and of course recognize that both partners have and accepting them is always the key.
Mm.
and inspired, patient, and willing to we say our support.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian. Medyo challenge yung challenge yung audio mo.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Now, let's give a big hand to Adrian and her fiance. Thank you. Thank you. So now, with that case studies that we have discussed, let's move on to the foundation or the foundational knowledge that the couples may be missing, no? May had been missing because maybe they failed to listen to the pre-marriage counseling when they applied for the marriage license, no? They were busy that time, maybe. So, or maybe the information was not correct on when they undergo the pre-marriage counseling. So this is very crucial. So I request for your full attention. There are many countries have concluded that when they have strong families, they will have a great nation. This is actually a result of study conducted many years ago that all the social ills emanated from the family. 99% of our social ills emanated from the family. So 1% is just from external factors. So no one has came out to oppose this study. No one has been successful in telling us that no, it's the state that is the foundation of any great nation. No one has successfully came out to oppose that findings or study. So still, the family is the foundation of every great nation. Now, if I will ask you, of course, you will have a lot of opinions or different opinions about marriage. You may say that marriage is a union of two people. Marriage is the the design of God. You will give different answers for sure about marriage. But there are many couples who answered this way, that marriage is a permanent contract, that it has no expiry date, it has no turning back, it's a lifetime commitment, walang sulian sa magulang, no? And the union of two souls. So if these are our reasoning or definition of marriage, is it very crucial then to choose the right person from the beginning? Very crucial, di ba? Kung wala nang sulian, wala expiry date, it's a permanent union, then it's very necessary to really check the person ng pakikisamahan mo for a lifetime. Di ba? How do you check the person? And as we have discussed in the case study, one information that William told us is getting to know, no? Getting to know more about each other. So that's one thing. That's only one part of the process. If you will recall, these two celebrities, they waited and they enjoyed their single life first while parating na si Mr. Right. No, sabi nila, they prepared themselves to be the right person so that when the right man comes, they are already a right person also. Diba? This is a very good equation, being right and being right also. So when only one is right, then that's where the problem will start. No, diyan talaga magsisimula yung problema pag isa lang yung tama sa inyo. Because the other one has a different, he or she might have a different mentality. Di ba? So, the cycle of marriage started from the male. Did you know that? Because in the creation, the male was the first human being created, followed by the female. So there's a sequence. And no marriage will happen if no woman accepted the offer of the male for marriage. Di ba? Mananatiling single si male kung walang babaeng papayag, kung walang babaeng mabobola. Si husband, si si groom, di ba? No marriage will happen if no woman accepted the offer. Okay? Eh wala namang maybe this is the reason why walang babae na gustong mag-offer ng marriage sa lalaki because it's not the right sequence. laging laging inaasahan ng babae yan sa mga lalaki na mag-offer ng kasal, di ba? Is that normal for you girls to offer a marriage to a man? No, hindi naman, di ba? Kimi, na kayo mismo mag-offer? Oh, hindi normal eh. So it goes against our natural being. Okay? So when a woman accepted the proposal, of course, a marriage will happen, then a family will be created, and more families in a location, you will create a community, and you will soon create a nation. And that's how our every nation was created. When there are many families now occupying a certain place, they create a community, and more communities create a nation. Okay, that's how our cycle occurred. Okay, and this may shock you all that the male was prepared to be the foundation in the marriage. In our studies, in all the studies also in Europe, even in the pronouncement of many scientists, even though they don't talk about the Bible, they discovered that the male is the foundation in the marriage, not the male and the female. No, you will wonder, baka magtaka kayo, oh, well, sir, merong equality ah. So, I will dwell on that also. Anong equality ba yan? So, let's talk about this more. And let's dig deeper on the foundation that created the marriage. Okay? Why the male was happened to be the foundation. Okay. In the US, and I'm sure William knows this, they are experiencing rise in social ills a few years ago, and they discovered that all the criminals that they apprehended or studied came from homeless families, no? So they concluded that they have a world without fathers. And this is how important the father is in the family as we go along. You will realize that the scientific study or the behavioral scientist study about the absence of fathers in the homes makes the country struggle in strengthening their foundation is really true. And in a website called fathers.com, they said that the consequences of fatherlessness, they are they conducted a study and they collected data, and they discovered that children from fatherless homes are more likely to be poor. Why? Because no one's supporting them. No one's giving support to the children, and the children does not know how to produce money as well. They were not trained by the fathers to produce money. Become involved in drug and alcohol abuse. Of course, they will experiment their lives. Drop out of school, they will lose interest in studying and suffer from health and emotional problems. Boys are more likely to become involved in crime, and girls are more likely to become pregnant as teens. What else? Socrates said that the beginning of wisdom is a definition of terms. What he said was, you want to become wise? Define the words. Okay? So let's define the words like marriage, like the family, and we will be more intelligent in dealing with the subject. Okay? Marriage, according to our family code, is a special contract of permanent union between a man and a woman entered into in accordance with the law for the establishment of conjugal and family life. And marriage is the foundation of the family, an inviolable social institution whose nature, consequences, and incidents are what? Governed by law. When we say governed by law, the nature, its consequences, and incidents are not subject to our conditions. Okay? This is not subject to our stipulations, no? Not subject to stipulations, not subject to what we want, what we believe about marriage. It has to be put aside, your belief about marriage. It has to be put aside, your character about marriage. Okay? So they say that marriage is the foundation of the family, and the family is the foundation of the state. If we go backwards, who is now the foundation of the marriage? As we have discussed, is the male. Going backwards from the marriage to the female, then to the male. Okay? When they become one, they become stronger foundation. The male and the female, they become stronger foundation. So I will discuss it further. So let's differentiate the special contract and the ordinary contract, because here in the first line of the on how they define marriage, it says it's a special contract. Why they say it's a special contract? Because there is an ordinary contract. For those of you who study law, you will understand this. An ordinary contract says under the civil code is just an ordinary contract. Ordinary, very ordinary. Like you're asking a carpenter to repair your house, you will agree on some terms. As long as you don't violate any public policy or morals or law, that's the meeting of the minds of both parties. Okay, it's the meeting of two parties' minds, and it becomes the law. You impose your own terms and conditions, which is the law between the two of you, and the courts, our court, is honoring that contract between the two of you. It is valid so long as it does not violate Article 1306 of our Civil Code, which is not contrary to laws, moral, good customs, public order, or public policy. Otherwise, it would be a void contract or inexistent contract if the cause, object, or purpose is contrary thereof. Contrary to what? To what I have mentioned in the preceding item, which is not contrary to laws, moral, good customs, public order, public policy. That's the ordinary contract. So whatever terms and conditions you combine, that's the law between the two of you. And when you have problems with that contract, when one of you failed to deliver what is expected of him, then the court will use that contract as the guiding principle, and he will decide based on that contract that you have executed. In the marriage, it's a special contract. The contract is special, no? Which means governed by law, the law dictates the terms and conditions into your marriage, and not subject to your stipulations, not subject to your conditions, not subject to your belief, what marriage is all about. Okay, so you have to really remember that the law itself governs your marriage, not your attitude, habits, vices, or beliefs about your marriage. Okay, it's the law already that talks about your marriage, not your beliefs. You cannot impose your terms and conditions only in a prenuptial. What is that? Prenuptial, as defined here, except that marriage settlements may fix. Look at the third line. Except that marriage settlements may fix the property relations during the marriage within the limits provided by this code, which is your assets or properties that you have inherited from your parents or your grandparents. Are you bringing that to the marriage or not? Or you have deposits of 1 million or 2 million. Are you bringing that to the marriage or not? The same with the other party. So that's what we call the arrangement that you can make that the law provides, which is called the prenuptial agreement. Okay, that's the only chance you can impose your terms and conditions. The laws are to be complied unconditionally. So whether or not there is a prenuptial agreement, the laws about marriage are to be complied unconditionally. So I hope you now understand the difference of the two contracts. Huh? Now, in several U.S. cases, they also discovered that once the marriage is functional, the society will benefit from it. No? Once the relation is formed, the law steps in and holds the parties to various obligations and liabilities because it is an institution in the maintenance of which it is in its purity. The public is deeply interested. Why? When your marriage is malfunctioning, the public will be affected. Okay? For it is the foundation of the family and of society, without which there would be neither civilization nor progress. In the case of Baynard versus Hill, okay, the relation, the most important, as affecting the happiness of individuals and the true basis of human progress, which is the marriage. The true basis of human progress. They also conducted a study that married people live longer than the single person. What else? They also conducted study that marriage, once you are doing the right thing, your life will improve. Your economic status will improve. No? It was studied already. So if you don't believe in that, there would really be a serious problems in your marriage later on. Huh? They've studied it centuries ago or decades ago. The marital relation, unlike ordinary contractual relations, which I have just explained to you, is regarded by the laws as the basis of the social organization. The preservation of that relation is deemed, look at this word, deemed essential to public welfare. When we say deemed, like it's, you have no choice, no? Yeah, we have to make our marriage strong and fruitful because it's essential, it's necessary for the benefit of the public. Okay? And in the Philippines, there are many laws enacted for the protection of women and children. The laws are concentrated in the women and children. Why? I can only see one reason. The husbands are, we have problems with husbands. We have problems with the male. Okay? And if I ask you, sino ang mas ma-pride? Babae ba o lalaki? Kailangan natin, sino mas ma-pride ba? That's one of the problems of the husband, no? Being very prideful or being very cultured, no? Cultured by society that if you are a man, yes, you must be macho in your words, in your actions, no? Diba? So that's where the problem emanates on the issue of the either the weakness of the males or the strength of the males. No, that's two parts which we will have to discuss deeper and longer in this session. Okay, what is family for you? I will skip that. You know that meaning already. Let's consult the family code again. It's a basic social institution which public policy cherishes and protects, which they say that even though it's the smallest unit of the society, it is where public policy cherishes and protects, which means all the policy that they will create in the government, it should preserve the family, not to destroy. So if we define foundation, it's an underlying base of support, especially the whole masonry substructure of a building in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It's a body or ground upon which something is built up or overlaid. And in human society, according to Wikipedia, it's a group of people related either by blood or by marriage or other relationship. So I found Wikipedia to be very practical or very partial in giving definitions, because if you consult other dictionaries made by United Kingdom, they will define family as people who live in a home where with male with both males residing or both females living together. No, they define family like that if you consult their own dictionary. Okay. Next, in most societies, it is within families the children acquire socialization for life outside the family. What does it mean? Socialize. Children should learn how to socialize first before they go outside of their home. Okay? Remember that. How to teach your children to socialize? That's the question. Additionally, as the basic unit for meeting the basic needs of its members, it provides a sense of boundaries for performing tasks in a safe environment. If you tell your children how to socialize the right way, he will not be hurt. He will not get hurt by others. Okay? If you tell your children, before mo palabasin ng bahay yan, bawal manakit ng bata, anak, bawal mandura, anak, bawal mang-agaw ng laruan, anak. So he will create a safe environment. No? It provides a sense of boundaries sa kanyang sarili na hindi siya masasaktan ni naman, hindi siya makakapanakit, para hindi rin siya masaktan pabalik, di ba? So, ideally, you build a person into a functional adult. Functional because hindi siya nananakit, hindi siya nasasaktan din at the same time. Dapat nakikinabang yung kanyang kapwa sa kanyang presence, no? Transmits culture. Ano man yung natutunan niya sa inyo bilang parents, then magre-reflect yun sa kanyang personality. So, whether it's good and bad, it will transmit to another child and bring it to another child, etc. And ensures continuity of humankind with precedence of knowledge. So remember that. This is parenting 101. Okay? Later on, I'll give you more principles about parenting. Any questions so far? No questions? Wala naman. Okay. Everything on earth has a purpose, and that includes your family that you are building now. Everything. That includes the family. What's the purpose of the family? To maintain the well-being of its members and of society. So if you are not maintaining the well-being of your children in the home, then you are actually a disgrace to the society. There was one U.S. president who said that an educated child is a menace to the nation. I just forgot the exact word of one U.S. president who said, if you fail to do your job as a parent, you are creating a menace to the society. That's what he said. Now, since marriage is an invisible institution, why it's invisible? Because people will not know if you are married or not. Maybe that's why wedding ring was created or was invented. We will not know. We will never know if you are married or not. If you are just walking in the street alone. Okay? So some physical evidences has to be invented for people to know that you are married or that you belong in a family. So if it's an invisible institution, it should have an invisible foundation, right? And what foundation is that? It should be knowledge and application of principles. What is principle? What is this principle? Which should be our foundation? Knowledge and principles, which should be our priority in life. This should be our priority in life, principles. Once we know all of these principles, we are safe. Our marriage is safe. We have this strong foundation of knowing the principles. What is principle in the first place? Etymology, prince means first. In Greek, principal, it is fundamental, tenet, law, root, basis, foundation, origin, or doctrine. If we sum this up, it becomes the very first layer of the foundation, the very first or the beginning, the starting of the start of everything, fundamental, which means we cannot negotiate. These are non-negotiable. And combined with the word pulse, it means first law. This principle that means first law are already there even before we were born, and we cannot negotiate on that. We cannot violate it principles because they are first law created, built into the creation. So principles, when violated or unheeded, they have built-in punishments. No need for courts or judges. They are built in. If you don't follow, the punishments are built in. You will experience the punishments. There's no need for a judge to give you the punishment. That's the effect of principles. We can never argue with principles. No human being can. We cannot give conditions to principles before we obey. No, we cannot make this conditional. For example, you cannot tell your wife, how would I love you if you don't respect me? There's no more conditions to that. That's not allowed anymore. Or you tell your husband, how will I respect you if you don't love me? Okay. So people are giving conditions to that. So the marriage is crumbling because of that mentality. So if you want to benefit, because there are also benefits attached to complying with these principles. So if you don't comply, there is also punishments attached already. Huh? We are not entitled to our opinions against it. We can only benefit from its built-in benefits if we choose to obey or apply them in our life consistently. So remember, we will talk about principle. The second part would be the details or the technical side of it. Now, priority number one, principle number one, natural law. These natural laws are already discovered by our scientists. They discovered that there is an exact measure between the distance of the planets. So they concluded that there is one supreme being who manufactured everything. Everything is in order. So these are called the laws of the universe. For example, the law of gravity, you cannot violate that. Okay? You violate that, it has built-in destruction, and you jump off from a building, you will suffer the consequences instantly without bringing you to the court. Okay? So what is natural law? Again, I consulted Wikipedia. He said that according to natural law theory, all people have inherent rights conferred not by act of legislation, which means the Senate or the Congress. No, it's the rights not given by legislation, but by God, by nature, or because it is necessary. Reason, no, because it's necessary. Okay, that's natural law, which is also called principles. Okay, so Galileo Galilei, if you're familiar with this guy, he said that humans and all things on earth were subject to natural laws, which physics and mathematics could describe. The mathematics and physics, they can describe everything. The design of the universe, the design of the human being, our lives. But they are one, and they are very common in saying that we have to stay connected to nature. These philosophers, these people who have made their names in philosophy or in science, they are one in telling us that we need to stay connected to nature. Why? Because we are also a natural product. Okay? So don't forget that. This book contains human beings' history and natural law. This is not a religious book, neither a book of recommendations, couples. It's about the true creation of the earth and human beings, and it's about a government called kingdom with a king and his royal family. Okay, a king and his royal family. You can never find a democratic discussion in that book because democracy is from the Greek. The idea of the democrata is from the Greek people. You can never find that in the Bible. Okay? So the true meaning of marriage, according to its author, is a covenant. And a covenant is different from a promise. Promise is made by two human beings. Covenant, which is also called vows, is made between the human being and God. Both of you, or each of you, is owned by God. Then you decided to unite. Then you are making a vow to your maker, not to people. The both of you are making a vow or making vows to your maker together. And the moment you do not comply with your vows, then the punishments are built in also, as I've said. Huh? You will feel the consequences, which you will never like if you fail to fulfill that vow that you made to God. And so the marriage is the very first institution in the world, not the church. Marriage is the product of the Garden of Eden. Marriage, not any institution. It existed or has been existing even before barangay, congress, or senate was created by man. Marriage was there already. And it is not a product of the state, not even congress, not even the famous philosophers can say something about marriage. Marriage is a product of God. So only God can tell you what to do for your marriage to function well. Okay? Uh it has never been challenged. This truth has never been challenged by anyone. So for your marriage to function, you have to consult God about your marriage. He is the only one who can tell you the true design of marriage for you to live peacefully, prosperously, and effectively. So principle number 2, relationship. Did you know that in the Garden of Eden, the principle of relationship, that is where relationship was created. No? The principle of relationship first created in the Garden of Eden. In other words, everything on earth has to depend to one another to function well. For example, law and order. They have to depend on each other. There must be a law so that there will be order. Otherwise, it will be chaos if you remove law. Okay? The dependency for another product to function well is called relationship, which is also first law. If you will notice, no product has been invented by man, which is all in one. There was no product ever created to be all in one. Any product has to be dependent to another product. Like your TV has to depend on the electricity. Your refrigerator has to depend on the electricity for him to function well. No? Even the animals, they have to depend to one another to function well. Like the birds in the sky, they have to be connected. They have to stay in the air to function well, to fly high. And the scientists have discovered that the more these birds fly, the more they get their energy. The fish or the fishes in the sea, they also have to get connected to the water. They cannot violate that. They have to stick to the water so they can function well. And even the trees has to stay connected to a very healthy soil to produce fruits. Okay? And these are called relationships. You cannot violate this. Do you want to function well? Then you need someone to help you grow, to help you become fruitful. That's the essence of marriage. But this doesn't mean that every human being has to get married. You will be surprised in this session today that God did not instruct Adam to be married. It was actually violated, no? We will go to that account blow by blow in the Genesis. Okay? So people has to depend to one another so we can all function well, no? Just like the citizens and the state, the landlord and the lessee, both have the duties and the rights, no? Both have to supply his duties so he can get his rights. Okay? That's how it is. You do your duty to the other person or to the state, then you will get your rights. Okay? Filipinos nowadays have the tenacity to insist on their rights all the time without doing their duties. Okay, that's the negative effect now. Or when one party becomes selfish, the relationship is already in danger. Okay. Principle number 3, process. Every good thing or functional product on earth went into a process through a system called steps. I asked you this in the earlier session, in the earlier part of our session. You want to be enjoying a functional product, it should have undergo the correct process, which is called steps or system called steps. Principle number 4, we reap what we sow. Do not expect any harvest when you did not plant anything from the beginning. Okay? Do not expect time and attention to your wife if you are not planting any quality time with her. Do not expect time and attention to your children someday if you did not plant time and attention to them also. Okay? This is working, which is also one of the philosophies of Buddha. The harvest. Whatever you plant, you harvest later, good or bad. No planting, no harvest. You plant good deeds, you reap good deeds also from others. This is nature. This is a principle. This is first law. So here's one scientist telling us that everything that exists in our lives does so because of two things. Something we did or something we didn't do. Okay? If you are hungry now, maybe you failed to plant in the past. Maybe you failed to do something in the past. That's why you are hungry now. You have no savings now because you did nothing. You just spend your money a few years back. Okay? So we must do something today if you want to reap later on. So good harvest, being fruitful, the process starts from building a foundation. Okay? Attending this webinar or lecture is also building your foundation because we are giving you the right knowledge about it. And humans are natural products too. If you notice in every seed, before they appear on the soil, on top of the soil, they go deeper first, no? They dig deeper first. Why? They are building their foundation. They are digging deeper and deeper. As long as the soil is soft, they will push themselves downwards until they become very strong in connecting themselves to the soil before they appear on top of the soil. No, the intention to build the foundation is built into them. It's programmed into their system to dig at the foundation first before they come out. In human beings, in human beings, we were given the option if we will build our foundation or not. Okay? So it's all left to us if we will build our own foundation so we can be fruitful someday. But if we don't choose that, then we cannot be fruitful someday. So remember that priority, then you go to the right process, and you go to the right sequence, steps, you will become valuable. Because that is the first instruction. This is a commandment. This is not a recommendation. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply. The problem with these words, the religious or the churches have been teaching us to be multiply, to raise children because it's God's commandment. No. According to our own studies, this is covered by different factors in our lives. Becoming fruitful means that we have a seed already in our system. Otherwise, God will say, be seedful, then become fruitful. No, he did not say, be seedful, but he said, be fruitful, because there's already a seed or seeds planted in our system. That's what the church is afraid of teaching to the people. No, the moment everybody becomes fruitful, nobody will come to the church anymore, to pray for more blessings, because once you become fruitful, you don't have to pray. You don't have to pray. People will come to you and pay you for your talents, for your skills, once you discover that. So the church is very afraid to teach this principle. And so when you enter marriage without discovering your fruits first, your seed, without discovering that, your married life will be a challenging, will be very challenging. Your married life. And so there's actually a process of being fruitful first before you multiply. So that when you multiply, like your babies or your children, once you are fruitful, you can easily feed them when you are fruitful already. So this is what I discovered about God. There is always a process. Everything he says is a process. Look at this. There is a religious guy who approached Jesus and asked him, because they are following about 660 laws, something. And they are confused. They have many, many laws. So the guy asked Jesus, which is the greatest commandment? Jesus responded with not just one answer, but two answers, because the question requires two answers. And the first answer that he gave was, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. If you want to love somebody, di ba kinikilala mo siya? Di ba? If gusto mo matutunang mahalin tong taon to, dapat kinikilala mo siya. And that's the first instruction given to us by God. Kilalanin mo ako. Pag gusto mo akong mahalin, kilalanin mo ako. Because pag nakilala mo na ako, makikilala mo rin ang sarili mo. Kung anong binigay ko sa iyo, anong pagkatao mo, anong kakayahan mo. The moment you discover your seed, the moment you discover the fruits implanted to your being, you'll become confident. You'll become fruitful. No? People will come to you wherever you are to get your fruits. So once you develop your personality, then you are ready to give yourself to the world. Meron ka na maibibigay. Lalo na sa asawa mo. Once you decided to get married, then you have something to give na to your spouse. Kaya hanggat hindi ka pa punong-puno ng pagmamahal sa sarili mo, hanggat hindi mo pa nakukumpleto yung self-love mo, you will have a hard time loving another one. Again, this is a process. Love the Lord thy God. The moment you learn to love God, then you will learn to love yourself And you will not do stupid things to hurt yourself or others. Di ba? Pag natutunan mo na sarili mo, kakayahan, kung sino ka, bigay ng Diyos, kung ano ka, magiging disiplinado ka, madidisiplina mo sarili mo, makikilala mo sarili mo, hindi ka mananakit ng ibang tao, o hindi mo hahayaang masaktan ng sarili mo, di ba? You will never do stupid things. Bakit ka papasok sa premarital sex kung hindi ka pa ready mag-asawa, no? Something like that. Alam mo hindi ka pa ready pero inuuna mo yung puso mo, ay yung puson pala. So this is the first commandment, and the second is like unto it. Sabi niya, love thy neighbor as thyself. The second part is loving thyself before you love your neighbor. So once na you are fruitful already, you know yourself, you have overflowing love for yourself, you are disciplining yourself, then you are ready to share your part of yourself to another one. There is no other commandment greater than this. So if you study Erik Erikson, psychologist and psychiatrist Erik Erikson, he also discovered this process. So this is your assignment. Watch Erik Erikson's 8 psychosocial stages of development. That's what Jesus is trying to tell us. Okay? Erik Erikson discovered that. Now, here's the natural law or principle in marriage. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother. Now you decided to get married, right? So the Bible says you will leave your father and mother to be united to his wife, to your wife, and you will become one flesh. And this question was asked to Jesus also in the New Testament. And Jesus answered quoting the words of Adam. This is the word of Adam in Genesis chapter 2. This is the decision made by Adam. When he saw Eve walking in front of him, he said, this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. And this is very obvious na mas matigas yung muscle nating mga lalaki kaysa sa muscle ng mga babae. Because the women are made of flesh already from our body. Okay? While we came from the dust, from the soil, kaya medyo magaspang, no? Very, ano sa English ng magaspang? Very, very hard, no? Hard yung ating complexion compared with the woman who is very, very smooth because they are made of flesh. Okay? So pinag-isa daw kayo pagka ikaw ay nag-asawa. Now, leave. Let's go back to the word leave. For this reason, a man will leave. So I made a research about the word leave, which is a Hebrew word that means leave behind, disassociate, disconnect, move out, depart from. Disconnect yourself from your parents when you get married. What has to be disconnected? Number one, physical, our body. We have to leave our family home to create another home with our spouse. The psychological part of our body is also has to be disconnected from our parents. Hindi tayo dapat nag-aalala kung nagugutom ang parents natin, di ba? Yung habang may asawa ka, iniisip ng parents mo kung may higaan kaya si mama at papa, may pagkain kaya sila mama at papa. Kasama yan sa pinapatanggal sa atin when we get married. Kaya the more crucial for a parent to become who can stand alone on their feet pag nag-asawa ng anak nila, no? It becomes necessary for every parent na maging independent at hindi dependent sa mga anak, no? Hindi lang na ituturo to talaga eh. Kaya sa dami ng mga hindi naturuan ng principle na ito, dumami sila hanggang sa naging normal na sa buhay ng Pilipino. Yung pagiging dependent na magulang sa anak na kahit may pamilya na, iniisip pa rin niya lagi ang magulang niya. To the point na ibibilan pa ng bahay yung magulang niya. No? So, the marriage will malfunction later on. Kasi, ang binabayaran ng asawa mo ay yung bahay na para sa magulang niya. Na dapat ay para sa sarili niyong bahay. Di ba? Magiging cause ng inyong misunderstandings yan. Hanggang kailan ka ba tutulong sa pamilya mo? Hanggang kailan ka ba pagbibigay ng suporta sa magulang mo? Eh, may asawa ka na. Nag-asawa na tayo. So, think about that. Kung binigyan ka ng obligasyon ng parents mo na paaralin yung mga kapatid mo, tapos mag-aasawa ka, that will become a big issue to both of you in terms of financial. Di ba? Okay lang kung apo ka ni Henry C. or apo ka ni Gokong Wei or anak ka ni Gokong Wei, di ba? Kahit na ilan yung ibigay sa yung papaaralin. So kung hindi gaya situation mo, eh anong maisasave ninyo in the family? Di ba? Kimi, question? Or Ged?
Ako po may question lang. Does it work po ba the other way around? Like, for instance, masyado namang dependent yung anak na nag-asawa na dun sa parents niya. May cases po ba kayo na ganon? Na parang naging dysfunctional pa rin yung family because of that?
Oo, yung bang si mommy and daddy yung bumubuhay sa kanila mag-asawa? Parang ganon?
Parang ganon, oo.
Oo, eh lalong violation sa sinabi sa Bible, di ba? Ang sabi nga ay leave your father and mother, which happened to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. When they decided to get married, pinalaya sila, nawala lahat ng resources nila. Kasi inside the Garden of Eden, they don't have to work. No, pipitas lang sila, nandiyan na, tumutubo na, hindi na kailangan magbungkal, hindi na kailangan magtanim. Everything was provided. Ganon din sa atin. If we have responsible parents, everything will be provided to us. Di ba? Tuition fee, pagkain, gigisingin lang tayo. Anak, kain ka na, o may pagkain na sa table. Di ba? If we have responsible parents like that. Pero pag nag-asawa ka na, and yet dependent ka pa rin sa magulang mo, you know the consequences. Hindi na natin iisa-isahin. You are being controlled. You are still being dominated by your parents. Bakit? Kasi siya yung nagpapakain sa'yo. Di ba? How can you decide? Meron kaming client na mayor sa malayong probinsya. Ang family niya, politician din, at daming properties, so nag-asawa siya, doon sila tumitira sa mga properties na magulang niya. So ang tendency, lahat ng gustong mangyari ng parents nila, sunod lang sila ng sunod. Sila mag-asawa. To the point na minsan, hindi na sila nakikita. O kasi magkalayong probinsya yung pinapatulugan sa kanilang property. So di na sila nakikita ng husband niya. Until something happened. Na-involve si husband sa ibang babae. There will be consequences talaga if you don't follow this principle. Serious consequences. You will never like it. Kaya mas malaki ang consequences ng isang nag-asawa na dependent pa rin sa parents for support. Malaki ang consequences noon. You can never create your own kingdom. You can never create your own home if you are being controlled by your parents. Kaya nga kailangan ihiwalay yung body, kailangan ihiwalay yung mind, no? Psychological. Yan ang tatlong bahagi ng katawan natin. Ano yung pangatlo? Spiritual. Yung ating puso sa kanila. This does not mean na totally zero, wala kang kukontakin sa kanila. Hindi naman ganito yun. Pag may kailangan sa'yo, may reunion kayo, or humingi ng tulong, or lumapit sa'yo, gusto ko makausap, di ba? You go to your parents. But again, these three areas of our body should be separated, should be disconnected from them. Kaya it becomes necessary, because of this principle, it becomes necessary now for every parent to stand alone kapag nag-asawa na ang kanilang mga anak. No? Masarap pakinggan yung tatawagan ka ng magulang mo, no? Anak, wag mo na kami intindihin ng mama mo, no? We all have the resources. Meron kami negosyo tumatakbo. You build your own life, your family. Next week nga pupunta kami ng mama mo sa Europe, no? Sarap pakinggan nung merong ganong parents. Pero bihira hindi sa Pilipinas because of this lack of teaching of this principle. Bihirang meron ganyan sa Pilipinas. Siguro yung mga mayayamang Pilipino, no, kahit mag-asawa yung anak, nakatindig yung magulang. 'Di ba? Yung mga nakatira sa Forbes Park, sa Ayala Alabang, sa BF Home, siguro maybe may mga pamilyang nandiyan na may kaya. But again, mas konti lang sila eh. Mas marami pa rin yung merong mentality na hindi humihiwalay sa parents kahit may asawa na, no? Nakakalibre ng bahay, upa, nakakalibre ng pagkain. And so what happened is kaya nagkaroon ng culture na tightly knit daw ang bawat family sa Pilipino sa Pilipinas. Bakit? Kasi because of violation of this principle. Na kahit nag-asawa na, magkakasama pa rin sa bahay. But you know the consequences. If your parents still dominate you as husband and wife, di ba? You will never like it. Na pati damit ng anak ninyo, sila nagdi-decide. Saan mag-aaral yung anak ninyo, sila magdi-decide, no? Saka hindi ka makakilos na maayos sa bahay ng parents nyo. Okay? Any questions so far before we go to break? We will have a 15-minute break so we can rest our minds for 15 minutes. Any questions so far? Are you learning? Anne and Angelo? Kevin and Adrian? Ged and Kimi? Reggie and Ricardo? Are you learning? About you, Paolo and Joy? Are you learning? Thank you. Anne and Angelo? Are you learning, Anne? How about William? Karen, are you learning so far? Very good. No questions? Okay, so let's have a 15-minute break. Brother Orlando, okay ka pa dyan? Okay ka pa? Sige, pahinga muna tayo. Water break or snack, please. Stay in the Zoom room. We'll see you again by 3:22 or 3:23. 3:23. Okay? Enjoy your water break. Ang dami ko nang pinagsasabi, hindi pala na-record yun. Sige, Sir Jun. Baka kailangan mo ng headset. We will present to you the five things needed by your husband on a daily basis and 5 things needed by your wife on a daily basis. Sige, Sir Jun, i-check mo lang yung audio mo habang hinahanap ko yung slides mo. Salita ka lang, Jun. Brother. Wala ka pa rin audio eh. At kaya, sige lang, just go ahead checking your audio. Hanapin ko lang yung slides mo. What's that, Casey? Okay. Ayan. So, June, try to talk.
Yes, ayan na po.
Ayan. Kaso nag-e-echo. Nag-e-echo ka.
Hello po.
Ayan. Ayan.
Narinig na po?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. And
Afternoon.
ako po si June Casanova. So, wait lang. Okay po, ako po isa sa mga social worker ng DSWD, ano? So, ako po ay nandito sa Las Piñas. So, naririnig ba? Clear ba ang aking
Yes,
audio ngayon?
loud and clear.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. So, ulitin ko nga, ako po isa sa mga social worker and then isa din po sa nibiyaan ng DSWD na magkaroon ng license regarding this pre-marriage orientation. So now, narinig na natin kanina yung lahat ng mga all the informations about where did it started, that the marriage, where did it started, who are the authors of this married it is called this married life. Okay, so I'm just asking if the husband to be, are you ready? With all the informations that you've got, so are you still ready to enter the married life?
Yes, sir.
Okay, congratulations, and hopefully that information that information that you've got from the Bible itself would be the driving force for you to be a better a husband and a better and a good wife in your exclusive family. Okay, so now we will discuss about the what's your brother? Okay. Okay. So now, if you are sincere in your intention to be an ideal husband and make a relationship stronger, it is not difficult to be so. No. So how to be a good husband? What do you think is the with all the information that you've got from the previous explanations? What do you think really is the good husband? Okay. Number one, sabihin dito, a good husband should be a best friend to his wife, to his children, because bakit kaya sa tingin niyo? Bakit? Because whenever the couple has a problem, the wife should not go to his best friend na babae, best friend na lalaki, and she is confident to share it with you because she knows that you are a good husband and you are a good best friend to her. So ganun lang po siya mga kapatid, no? So para maiwasan yung conflict between the husband and wife, so you should be best friend material also, not just a husband but also a best friend, because it should be the two of you should know how to solve conflict, 'di ba? So pag may conflict ang mag-asawa, you need to talk each other, to share what are the problems, what will be what are the possible solutions that we will do into. Okay? So if if a good husband will surely be a best friend, and surely your relationship will be more successful and more happy one. Okay? So next, what is uh, the characteristics of a good husband? Also a good listener. Okay? So if your wife tells you a story, tells you a problem, just listen. No, don't intervene. No, so just listen what your wife said. No, so makinggan lang. Is not just tawag dito, yun bang makinig ka lang. Minsan kasi we tend to jump into agad na we need to solve this one. 'Di ba? Pag may ikukuwento, i-share yung wife niyo pagdating sa trabaho, minsan dahil nga siguro sa kagustuhan natin ng ating asawa ay maayos, ay tumigil ka na nga dyan sa trabaho, 'di ba? Ay ano mga yung mga best friend mo? Ba't hindi naman ganun ang mangyayari, 'di ba? Sometimes they need to ear to listen ano man yung kanilang mga hinaing sa buhay, na? So listen very carefully, not just the words, but also the non-verbal messages that your wife shows. Okay? See, minsan kasi we tend to focus we focus on the words, the message that she told us, but sometimes we forgot what are the body language that our wife showed us. Okay, so if your wife will share you, just listen. No distractions. No. Nowadays we are hooked in the social media. If you have a problem, you have a conflict, just listen, no? So no distraction, walang cellphone, walang kung ano man, basta yung attention, full attention as ng husband ay supposed to be na kay wife. Okay? Next. And then ano pa ba? Lover, no? So this is sabi natin kanina, we said earlier that the greatest need of a wife is love, and the greatest need of a husband is respect. No, so in marriage, in if you are married, so husband, don't stop don't stop courting or loving your wife, even if this this one the shape of the body magde-deteriorate yan. Kung sa una sexy yan, tas tatanda yan, kukulubot yan, di ba? So kahit naman ganun na mangyari, still love your wife, no? Kasi it is tawag dito, di ba sabi natin kanina, the wife is the baby of the husband, di ba? So the wife is come from the flesh of the husband. That's why you need to show to your wife that even if ano man mangyayari, still you are there, no? So huwag din kalimutan, sabi nga ni Sir kanina, the husband, the sperms of the husband will mature 2 to 3 days, and then dapat yung hindi ibig sabihin na binigay sa inyo na kanina na you must be ang tawag dito, the husband will be the foundation, and then dapat yung wife is submit. Hindi ibig sabihin no na you have the right to to saktan yung asawa no, kasi sinasabi nga nina is you must dominate your wife, dominate this in the sense na ikaw yung maglilid sa family. Okay? So yun bang pagpakita yung genuine care, no? Kung parang sinasabi nga natin is if you love yourself, if the commandments, di ba? So love your neighbor as yourself. That neighbor, it could be your wife, it could be your children. That's why you must show genuinely the love that you feel in yourself as husband. Okay? Kasi paano nga naman natin may bibigay yung ating love kung ikaw mismo sa sarili mo ay wala ka pa nun, hindi ka pa full nun, hindi ka pa overflowing ng ganong pagmamahal sa sarili mo. Okay? Sige, next po. Saan na ba ito? Ayan, ano ito siya? Sharing the religious faith. Okay, so nakita natin kanina na where did the marriage started? Where did the marriage? Who was the author of the marriage? Diba? From God. So as husband, you must show, you must share your thoughts about the who, what are the what this tawag dito, yung faith ba natin sa sarili, no, yung paniniwala natin sa sarili, paniniwala sa Panginoon na kahit mayroon kayong different religion sa isa't isa, but still you need tawag dito, share ng kahit naman tayo ay ganito magkaiba yung ating paniniwala sa una, magkaiba yung religion ng bawat isa, but still isa lang yung paninindigan natin, isa lang yung focus natin, at isa lang din yung Diyos natin, no? So kailangan bawat asawa ay gumawa ng mga tawag dito, mga memories na sa bawat isa, no, na maganda, para hindi lang sa physical na anuhan ninyong dalawa, kundi pati sa inyong pagdating sa spiritual, pagdating sa inyong wisdom na ay sandali lang, wife, ganito yung parang sa tingin kong maayos, ganito din yung sa tingin kong mas maganda to improve the married life na meron kayo. Okay? So kahit sabihin man kayo ay magkaiba ng background, but still isa lang yung patutunguhan natin, at isa lang din yung tinutungtungan natin na God, na which is si Jesus Christ. Okay? And then ito yung sinasabi nating good parenting. So sabi nga natin kanina, hindi lang basta-basta ang pagpasok sa buhay may asawa. It's not that easy. Na if you like this person, you like this man, you like this woman, and then that's it. But it should be that the husband and wife has a good parenting technique. Bakit? Sabi nga natin kanina, the husband is the foundation of the family. Now, as you said, as Dr. Angela said a while ago, that yung fatherless society, kahit saan ka magpunta, if may nakita kang mga disiplinadong family, let's start tingnan natin na kung saan ba siya nagsisimula, because of the fatherless community, no? So parang ano bang tawag dito, walang tatay na ano sa kanya, nag support sa kanya, no? So hindi lang yan matatapos, kundi from the start na you decided to get married, so dapat si tatay, there's a plan. A good husband has a plan. Paano ba? Ano ba ang gusto nating maging ano ba ang gusto natin na maging pagdating sa mga anak natin, no? Ano ba yung sino ba ang dapat magiging yung pagdating sa pagdidisiplina ng mga bata, no? Kasi a good parenting, a good relationship, a good family starts with the father. Kasi nga kung alam ni father kung ano yung talaga yung kanyang purpose, ano talaga ang goal niya sa sarili niya, at ano ang goal niya sa family niya, it will follow, no? No, so yung katulad nito, giving birth to your kid and starting your family is not an easy task, kasi nga hindi lang yan paglabas ng sperm cell na tinagpo ng egg cell, no? But it is a challenge how this child become a better person in the future, how this child become a good citizen in different countries, no? So beside the physical and monetary strengths, there is emotional aspect also. You should always support your spouse's decision and not force her to accept rejection and the baby. Minsan kasi may ganun nasa parang tawag dito, meron tayong mga sariling mga tawag dito, mga perception sa isa't isa. Okay? So diyan nagkakasimula, yung sabi nga ni brother kanina, yung division, kasi magkaiba yung goal ng bawat isa. Okay? So dapat iisa lang. So she may have plans for her career or may not be ready for some other reason. So tulad kayo ng case na kanina, di ba? So wala silang anak. So meron silang anang parang yung lalaki ay gustong magkaroon ng anak sa ibang babae. So it should be talk ng partner kasi it can create chaos pagdating sa ah, asawa, no? So kano man yung decision ng asawa, sabihin ng asawa, I'm not ready yet to have a child and I want to pursue this career, etc. etc. So parang babae hindi din siya i-impose but the husband should understand, okay, so gusto mo pala ito, so I will support you and we will fly high ka tayong dalawa, hindi yung maiwan ng isa, no? So in case you have a different opinion, you can discuss her and change the attitude but don't force her. So discuss lang natin. Bakit? Ang tawag dito, mas maganda, mas synchronized, mas happy ang married life if both husband and wife should talk things na nakaaapekto sa kanilang pagsasama mag-asawa. Ano? So walang domination, walang sinasabi na ito 'yun dapat kundi dapat mayroong pag-uusap. Okay? It should be ano tawag dito, pag-uusapan. Caregiver. So sabi natin kanina, the wife should be a helper, no? The helper of the husband, no? So pero hindi ibig sabihin na si wife lang parate, no? So caregiver si husband should take good care of the family. Katulad kanina, ano ang quality ng isang father, ng isang husband? Should be the protector, should be the cultivator, etc. etc. Okay, so one of the vows that you took goes into the line that your wife responsibility it is yours. So and you should always keep those words to the fullest, no? So you should always show proper care for her. Okay, so kung siya ay nagkasakit, dapat alagaan. Hindi yung, sige, ano ka dyan ng sarili mo. Alagaan mo ang sarili mo. No? It should have a, tawag dito, proper care. No? So, kahit ano pa man, she is the most important person sa iyo. No? Kahit ano pa man yan, ano pa man mangyari dyan, you must take good care of your wife. No? She will never forget the things. Okay? Ano ba yon? She will never forget the things you do for her when she get ill and vice versa. Also true. Okay? So the hatred will grow out of negligence will be hard to overlook. Minsan ganun eh. So pagka may mga hatred kasi na minsan na nakikita, isa kasi yan sa sign na minsan may mga backlog. So we have mga ano pa ba, mga hidden unresolved business sa atin noon, na which is minsan ating dala pagka nag-asawa tayo, na and then kapag hindi pa po yan na i-process, pwede yung magiging problema in the near future, lalo na pagka may hatred sa isa't isa at hindi nag-uusap, no? Lalo hindi nagko-communicate bawat isa. Okay, so helping your wife evolve. A relationship is a give and take process. So you should help her change as a person and make her better than before. So anong sinasabi kanina? Walang binigay si Lord. The Lord did not give you a perfect wife. No? Saan niya naglagay ang perfect wife? It is in your mind. So ang binigay ni Lord is the raw materials. So husband, dahil raw materials yung binibigay ni Lord, you have the right now to use that raw materials into a gem, into a perfect image that you have in your mind, no? So it does not require changing her altogether. Just help her mend the flaws she believes she has. She always hold you in high regards for the same, no? Kasi yung napaka sarap sa feeling na yung nandyan yung asawa mo na nagsusupport sa iyo kung ano man yung mga nakikitang ay mahal, hindi ko yata tawag dito, hindi ko gusto yung nangyari kanina. So, para bang mas gusto ko yung ganito. Mas okay sa itong ito, mas okay itong ganyan sa iyo. So, yung mga ganong bagay. Kasi, mas na-appreciate, mas mas love ng ng wife yung merong minsan magko-correct sa kanila. Kasi pagka wala nagko-correct, okay lang. It's ano lang. Mahal, okay ba itong damit ko? Okay lang. Ano, di pag parang walang hindi siya interested doon sa iyong sa iyo, no? So, ganun siya. So, husband, hindi naman kailangan na dapat ay kinabukasan is magiging best siya, but it's a process, no? It's a process, and make sure that the things that you want to change your wife, it should be for the better, ha? Not for worst, okay? And then yung ating sinasabi nating loving her faults, as I said, no one is perfect, na? So walang perfect isa sa mundo ibabaw, only God is perfect. Okay? So look at your wife now, look at your wife to be, mga boys ngayon, look at your wife to be. They are not perfect. They are not perfect. Di ba? They are not perfect. They have flaws, they have strengths, they have weaknesses, but it's not the factor na it is not the reason na tawag dito para maghanap ng ano sa kanya ng parang ano ba tawag dito flaws pagdating ng panahon na ay ganito ka kasi ganito yan, no single person in the world is perfect. It's not the factor of beauty or nature. There can be issues with habits kasi nga you are old na nagkakilala, di ba? So you didn't know what are the habit that your wife has nung siya ay dalaga o binata, dalaga. So as to you also. So hindi alam ng asawa mo kung paano ka dinala ng iyong magulang, ano ang behavior mo na meron ka. But as you decide to get married and to embrace the world of a husband and wife, so you must accept, no, na my wife also has weaknesses, no? So hindi ibig sabihin na yung weaknesses niya ay magiging ano ba, sabihin ay ganito ka talaga parati, ganyan ka talaga parati, no? So pwede ka magiging advisor niya, pwede ka magiging teacher niya. Ang sabi nga natin kanina, the husband should be a teacher to his wife, no? So yun, dapat i-evolve natin yun, yung tawag dito, pagtanggap, kasi wala kang magagawa diyan eh. As you started saying na you are getting married, as you started saying I do to your wife, it is not the good only, no, but all the good and bad, the weaknesses, the strengths that he had, you should love that wholeheartedly, not just the good ones. Okay, so the 10 what's your brother next brother.
Sa wife naman tayo, sa wife.
Sa wife naman tayo. Sige. So para kanina kasi sabi nila parang puro na lang ito sa puro na lang ito sa husband, no? So baka mamaya magtampo naman itong mga wife. Parang parang pareho na lang kayo parati husband. How about us, wife? So sinasabi dito, how to be a better wife and a mother in the Philippines. Okay? So tingnan natin. If I have these qualities, if I have this one, very good, no? Okay. Okay, so roles of a wife. Okay, So ang sabi dito, marriage transforms the life of a woman from a pampered, carefree girl. She evolves into responsible wife ready to take on the duties of a wife. No, from ano ba? From, di ba, the wife is came from the flesh of Adam. No? Ngayon, dahil papasok siya sa buhay may asawa, now, she will take the responsibility of a wife, ready to take care, to take the duties of a wife. No, nakita natin. Let's see what those duties are. Ano ba talagang duties ng wife pagdating sa marriage? Okay? So number 1, natin, love him unconditionally. As I said, also sa kanina, the husband, sabi ko kanina, may mga flaws din ang ating mga asawa. Now, wife, love him unconditionally. No? So in marriage, a man wants to be liked, loved, and appreciated, just like a woman does. So, as a wife, give unconditional to her husband, physically and emotionally. Appreciate him generously and nurture him as your child. How have you get into return? Is unconditional love for the course. So, ibig sabihin lang, so, hindi lang ibig sabihin na yung babae lang yung gusto ding parang makakuha ng attention doon sa husband, but also the husband also need that appreciation, also need that nag-nurture din sa kanya. Oy, mahal, kahit sabihin mong siya yung foundation, but that foundation should be nurtured also. Paano ba natin, how could we nurture that foundation na maging strong maging strong pa rin, manatili the more time. So you need to check it. Is it there a crack ba doon sa foundation na yan? Or there's a damage of that foundation, so that you can plan, what are the possibilities na pwede pa nating gawin para maging maayos yung foundation na yan. Just like din sa husband, no? So para maging strong siya parati yung foundation na yan, para magiging ma-fulfill niya yung kanyang task as a cultivator, as a protector, as a etc. etc. So you need also you need also to check it. Okay pa ba ito? Kaya pa ba? Paano kaya ito? So you need also to nurture the husband para hindi ma-shake yung or hindi magiging mahina yung pundasyon. Okay? So number 2, help him. So hindi ibig sabihin na kami ay mga lalaki, hindi namin kailangan ng help. We need also the assistance of the wife. We need also the assistance of the expertise of the wife. 'Di ba? So we sometimes are not expert in some things. So what is the role of a wife? So help him. No? So who said men don't need help? All of us need help and support. Become your husband's helping hand during tight times. Never seek your help. Be proactive in supporting him. He will do the same when you require his assistance. Para bang ganun siya, mga kapatid, no? So whenever you see your husband is in trouble, when you see your husband is in chaos, support her, help him, no? Just a simple hug could give him a strength, no? A simple kiss, a simple anong tawag ba dito? Tap with the shoulder, it can help him a lot, no? Make sure na malaman lang niya na every time that he needs you, nandyan ka sa kanyang tabi. Okay? So keep his honor and dignity. So minsan in the Philippines kasi minsan may mga, sorry to say this one, but in the Philippines, if the husband and wife has a problem, get separated, minsan yung mga ano tawag dito, the wife tells a lot between the negative with what her wife did, no? So pagka ganyan, wag naman na yung siraan, no? So don't talk negative to your husband in front of others, like your family, like your parents, friends, relatives, no? And then sabi, don't fight him or criticize him in front of the others. So yet it's a no, no? So if you have a concern with your husband, talk to him in a private manner, no? Kung meron man siyang nakikita, dapat ma-feel niya yung care and love mo pa rin sa kanya, na kahit man may ganung pangyayari, you still supported her. You still supported him. Not in yung ano ba, na ayun kasi ang asawa ko ganito. Sometimes my husband is like this, like that, etc., etc. Okay? Don't indulge in ano tawag dito? Gossip with your husband. If you have issues, may issues kayo dalawa, it should be the two of you, no? Don't involve other people, especially your parents, ha? Okay? Next, support him. A wife should stand by her husband and work together as a team. Okay? Whenever it is daily routines or achieving long-term goals, you need to support your husband in all his ventures and endeavors. He'll be glad to have you beside him in every steps he takes. So yung, alam mo yung mas na-fulfill or mas perform well si husband if he knows that his wife is always in his side. If you know that his wife is there, no, maybe even if it is a small ventures, large ventures, etc., etc., new business, new opportunities, mas ano yan, mas feel ni husband, mas magpe-perform si husband ng mas magaling, na mas magpe-perform siya sa better way if he knows that his wife is with his side, no? So para pareho kayong ang tawag dito, mag-celebrate in a small achievements and as well as the large achievements in terms, especially kung in terms of if you're in your married life. Okay? So next, be available. Kung kanina sabi ng good husband is a good listener, ngayon naman sa wife naman, be available, no? A wife needs her husband's company. As a husband needs his wife. Be there for him when he wants to talk to you. Okay? Listen to him and advise him if required, and take care of his needs. It shows that you love and care for him. So ganun lang din siya. Kung kanina si husband is a good listener, ngayon naman si wife, it should be always available para sa iyong husband, no? For example, pagdating from the office, from the work, marami siyang mga ikukwento sa iyo. So, need time. Give time to listen him, to if it's necessary to give him advice, give advice, no? Wag lang yung katulad kanina ni sinasabi ko na para bang magsasabi pa lang siya ay bugo nga, ganyan talaga, mag-resign ka na lang. Wag naman gano'n. So time to listen, kasi minsan hindi naman na kailangan ng agad na solusyon. But the important is that you are there to listen. Okay? So respect him. Okay? Ito yung respect. It is the greatest need of a husband. It's a respect. Okay? So value his opinions and respect him for what he is. If you disagree with him, do not disrespect him, but put across your points softly. Okay? When you give respect, you earn respect. Parang ano lang yan, vice versa. No? Kung ipakita mo sa kanya, or pag may disagreements, may gusto si husband, but tingin ni wife, hindi maganda yung suggestion ni husband, don't argue, don't respect your husband, but negotiate what is the best na makikita, and then decide, both of you. Not just the wife, not just the husband, who we will decide in case there is a problem. It should be both of you, because if that will be if that will happen, it can put chaos in the relationship husband if the solution is not successful. Okay, so if there is a problem, you should decide each other. So husband, this is your I'm the husband, and this is my I think that it is the best the solution for this problem, 1 2 3 4 5, and me as a wife, this is my suggestion for the solution, 1 2 3 4 5, and then the next it decide. If the wife disagree, no, this is, for example, if the wife disagree, the options, and then communicate it clearly, communicate it softly, hindi yung magnanag agad. Kasi we tend to sa Pilipinas, no, hindi naman nila lahat, but most of the wife is talagang nagger, no? Minsan pag ganyan. Kapag hindi pumayag si husband, so that will put chaos in the relationship. Okay? So vice versa lang din yan. If you want to be respected, respect also the fulfill his needs. Ito is maganda. It is amusing and sometimes annoying to see your husband depend on you like a child. Okay? Don't be surprised if your husband can find the things that are right in front of him and seek your help to find them. Don't wonder why he doesn't appreciate your presence. Instead, just go away for 2 days and see how much he would miss you. Okay? A wife is that important to fulfill man's needs. Okay? So, yung ganun siya. Kasi nga, sabi natin kanina, it's a natural. Di ba? Go back to nature, natural. Natural yan sa husband. Na maglalabas ng kanilang tulad ni sabi ni Sir kanina, ilalabas talaga ang sperm cell. Saan ba niya ilalabas yung kanyang sperm cell? Di ba sa wife? No? So, pero dapat, it should be talked between the husband. Okay? So, hindi lang ibig sabihin na it should be a two-way process. It should be a two-way decision. No? Fulfill his needs. Pag sinabi ni Mr. Mahal, ano ba tayo ngayon? Pag sinabi ni Mrs. hindi, okay lang. Husband, understand it kasi baka mamaya may problema. And then the next day, okay. No? So, pwede siya. So, kaysa naman baka mamaya magulat ka na lang, wife, dahil sa ano mo sa kanya, tanggi mo sa kanya, baka sa iba na yan, no? So hindi lang naman yan yung need ng ni husband, no? So marami pa, no? So tawag dito, one of the need ng husband yung nga tinatawag natin kanina, yung sex, di ba? So marami pa yan, yung kanilang spiritual, mental, etc., etc. Okay? So be faithful. So once married, you have to remain loyal and committed to your husband, no matter what. Do not give him scope to question your faithfulness, no, and expect the same from you. No, be faithful. Hindi lang ito siguro sa mga babae, but all the husband and wife. Be faithful. If you get married na, so wife, you should cover yourself, no? Huwag na pa show cleavage, no? Pagka you are married na, protect yourself, cover yourself. Show that body only to your husband, not to other else. Na dito ay, di ba? Kung hindi ka pa talaga solved dyan, huwag ka muna magpakasal, no? Kung hindi ka pa solved dyan, if you want pa talaga mga kanyang bagay, pala ka, no? Pero once you are married, be faithful. Sabi ni Sir kanina, you must always wear your wedding ring, no? Baka para at least pag may makitang if the other man saw you, ay sandali lang, this girl already has a husband, and then mangingilag na sila. Di ikaw naman din, wife, pag may alam mo namang you have if you have a husband na, so don't entertain others, no, as well as the husband naman. Kahit ano man yung mangyari, stay faithful. Okay? So, ano mang mangyari, stay faithful. And then, seek his opinion. When you seek your husband's opinion, it doesn't make you any lesser. In fact, it shows you value and respect his opinion. No? Ano ba yung mga bagay na example na maliliit na situation na you need to ask his opinion. For example, in a business, tulad yung question nyo kanina, di ba? Yung issue kanina ni noong sa Bohol yung pinatay yung pilot kasi nagdedesisyon siya sa kanyang sarili without asking the opinion of his of her husband. So if you put up if you are planning to have a business, if you're planning to have make a decisions, just seek an opinion of your husband. We study kanina na sinabi nga kanina na dapat si husband should be the teacher of the wife, di ba? Kasi if the wife mag sarili yung without consulting her husband, it's also prone of conflict pagdating sa mag-asawa. Okay? So hindi ka bawasan, hindi ka kaliitan or hindi ka bawasan na mag-seek ng opinion sa husband. Okay? So ito din for him, 'di ba? Sabi na merong mga saying na a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, 'di ba? So prepare your husband, prepare a good meal, yung mga ganon. So ikaw mismo as wife, encourage your husband to eat healthy foods, not na ikaw na hindi na ikaw yung ay hindi naman ako marunong magluto, mag-grab na lang or just order na lang kay ganyan. So ikaw as wife, as sinasabing a helper na kay husband, ikaw yung tutulong sa kanya. Kasi pag ang yung husband naman ang magkakaroon ng problema sa kanyang health, ay baka doon magkaroon, anong tawag dito? Baka mahirapan din si Mrs., di ba? Kasi halimbawa ay si husband ay magkaroon ng serious illness. So ikaw ang asawa, hindi prepared to take the responsibilities of being is a husband and wife sa inyong pamilya, hindi magkakaroon ng problema. So sabi nila, prevention is better than cure. So help your husband eat healthy foods, prepare him healthy foods and encourage him to be healthy, no? Para meron pa kayong you have more time to be each other, no? Okay? Next. Ano pa ba?
Yeah, okay na
Meron
yun.
pa ba? Ano? Meron pa
Okay.
ba?
Yeah, okay na, Brother June.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you also. So I think we need to wrap up na, no? It's 5 o'clock. You have been spending 4 hours already, no? From 1 o'clock. 4 hours ba or 5 hours? 4 hours. Again, we hope that we have answered every areas of marriage that you see that may pose a problem to both of you. I hope we presented them all in a manner that you have changed the way you think and approaching the marriage with a different perspective. We hope that you have that feeling now. And if you have other concerns that you need to address, this is your chance to address it now. Is there any couple here would like to address some concerns in your forthcoming marriage? The floor is yours. Any concerns? Kung wala na, I think we need to hear your feedback. Just very quick lang, 1 to 2 minutes feedback from each of you. Virginia and Ricardo, your feedback about our presentation. Just very quick, 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, go ahead. Ano masasabi nyo sa ating lesson ngayon?
Ang masasabi lang po namin, sir, meron po kaming natutunan about po sa paano po ang buhay mag-asawa po.
Madami. Dami kayo
Madami,
natutunan.
oo.
Dami. Tandaan lang at
Maraming
i-apply.
mga terms na aming, yes po.
Yeah. Si
Hindi po
Ricardo.
basta-basta.
Ayan.
Yun po.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you po sa share po sa mga mga natutunan po namin ngayon. Salamat po sa share po.
Okay.
Being mag-asawa.
Ayan. Thank you. Thank you, Ricardo. Anne and Angelo, what can you say about our lecture today?
Okay yung lecture po, and I also like yung mga case study materials. Marami ka rin makukuha just from watching that and reading those materials. So
Okay.
we'll bring this during marriage.
Angelo. Thank you, Anne.
Yeah, I agree. Medyo magandang activity yung may case study. It's an opportunity to kinda parang think na, okay, if we were in that situation, ano ba dapat? So at least nakikita na namin kaagad ano yung mindset ng isa't isa before we
Yeah.
even get to the marriage.
Yeah.
Question pala. Mabibigyan po kami ng copy ng slides na nagamit for the
Share,
session.
yeah. Share namin sa Google Drive sa inyo.
I think.
Yung the entire slides ba o yung pangalawang slides? Yung good husband, good wife?
Lahat po sana if possible.
Okay. Sige, wait for it sa Google Drive. Thank you. How about you, William and Karen? What can you say about our lecture?
Thank you very much. It's really eye-opening and insightful, and we've had a chance to talk about a lot of the things that you brought up. So it was really reinforcing to us that the things that we were feeling were important were things that you felt were important as well.
Yes, thank you, William. How about you, Karen?
A bit of realization po that marriage is commitment and a work po, and this just doesn't end all about just ourselves. It's like both of us. Yeah. And
Team.
we always have to consider each other.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Karen and William. How about you, Kevin and Adrian?
Definitely learn a number of things, even outside of what we currently know. There were some points where I totally echoed what was written. There were some points that made me realize that what we know as a couple is still limited, fairly as we're starting this journey together. So yeah, thank you for the insightful seminar.
Thank you. Adrian?
But siguro what didn't sit well with me was the part wherein a woman should feel like a baby in a relationship. Because what if the roles were reversed? What if magkasakit yung asawa ko? I shouldn't feel so helpless. I should be able to also do my part and provide for the both of us if needed. Siguro lang we should start empowering women too. Medyo nakilangan lang ako sa part na yun. But the rest of the presentation was good.
Pag may sakit si Kevin, hindi ka baby. Siya yung baby mo.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba? Oh, what we have discussed is your natural feeling as a woman.
I guess iba
Yeah.
yung baby sa feminine na aura.
Okay. Sige, we can still discuss that in a separate session if you want.
No, it's okay, sir. You wanted feedback, so.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. Paolo, enjoy.
For me, just yung learning ko is just stay in God's presence palagi. Dun lang. Dun lang ako gagalaw palagi. Sa love niya towards me and towards other people and to Joy. So, yun lang yung ano ko. And to be a leader as a man. sa maging family namin. So, tatayuan ko yun, paninindigan ko siya.
Ayos. Thank you, Paolo, for that.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Joy.
Um, what I learned from this seminar is actually marriage transcends our emotions. It's more than the two of us. We're actually guarded, and thank God we're guarded. Marriage is defined by the law, the natural law, the supernatural law as well. So it's not just between me and Paulo, but it's between me, God, and Paulo, and society as well. Yes, because when we perform like the marriage ceremony or wedding, we make our vows in public, in front of God and in front of everyone else. So
Yeah.
you
So
so
it's
it
only Joy.
so it affects not just me and Paulo. If we make decisions, it affects, everyone around us.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Joy. Josh and Jane. 1 minute feedback. Naka-mute ka pa.
Sige. For me, it was a very insightful and productive like afternoon, and there were points that I realized that we need to discuss more. And then apart from that, it's an affirmation as well that um, being in a marriage, like God, ay makukuha lahat yung guidance po sa Bible kasi like ang dami nyo, ay parang most of the presentations were coming from the Bible, and so like it affirms that it's our only guidance to have a successful and happy marriage. Si God, si God.
Yes. Thank you. Josh.
Siguro po ang major takeaway ko lang is to continue allowing yourselves or ourselves to be molded by the Lord, and to continue striving to be a good leader, since yung mga husbands yung magiging ulo ng tahanan. So
Yes.
never depart from faith, and ayun lang sa akin.
Thank you. Thank you. That's correct. Jed and Kimmy.
Well, yeah, definitely learned a lot. I get to understand the different roles of, being a husband and wife, and how we complement each other. And yep, I have to agree then with Pao and Joy about um putting God in your presence always as
Yes.
husband and wife. So super super important to see God kasi parang just to, kumbaga make him as your pillar
Yes.
in your relationship. So that's the key takeaway. So yeah, thank you for this learning experience.
Thank you. Thank you, Jed. Kimmy, finally, let's hear from
Hey,
Kimmy.
same din po kay Jed. Actually, na-enjoy naman po namin pinaka yung pre-work kasi we get to answer questions together din. How we appreciate each other. Siguro for improvement lang yung time allocation nung mga topics.
Okay.
Ayun.
Hindi sapat actually yung one day to discuss marriage. This is a very wide topic to discuss actually. Sa Vatican nga, 6 months nila itong nire-require, yung counseling. 6 months yan. And before the 6 months end, umuunti-unti na sila. Nauubos na sila isa-isa. Oo, that's what's happening in, kasi nare-realize nila, uy, teka, hindi pa pala ako ready. Di ba? Kaya kulang tong oras natin. Oo, kung gugustuhin lang talaga natin na mas mahaba, rigid, marami kami pwedeng pagawa pa sa inyo, aside from the case studies. Just to get your mentality change about marriage. Okay? So, thank you for your participation, for your time, for your attention. Maraming po salamat. And we will just request you to please apply all those principles that we have shared with you. It's not from us, it's from the author of marriage. No? We are just his spokesperson for this session. Thank you, thank you. Can we have anong tawag dito? Photoshoot? Group photoshoot? Okay, kaway-kaway lang, kaway-kaway. for photo shoot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you once again and have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good luck, everybody. All the
Bye.
best in your marriages.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Bye.
Hang in there during the tough times.
Yeah.
You too.
Hope to see you soon all. Bye-bye.
Bye.